It is time. Oh, there's actually a viewer waiting. I feel so flattered. Let's see. So what I'm gonna start off doing today is I am going to listen to Chase's, well, CS Joseph new video. CS Joseph, can I speak? CS Joseph new videos, and so what I'm gonna start off doing. Not do that. Hello, what is up, Samwise? I am going to listen to some CS Joseph videos, and then I'm gonna talk about my thoughts on them while I draw. That seems like a good idea. I'm also gonna, oh my god, I need to unfriend Jacqueline, holy shit. Okay. Also, I injured my back during deadlifts and I am not having a good time. So these
Known
are some,
as Raka, bringing you another question today.
this is a
Today's
very
question
interesting.
is, how can a depressed ISTP be more social? Now, this question hits really close to home for me. I'm in a relationship with an ISTP, as many of you know.
That's not what I wanted.
And so this one is really personal. And hopefully I can provide you guys some insight that will help. Now, why would an ISTP be depressed? Oftentimes. Usually, ISTPs, you guys get depressed when you don't have a wolf pack like most beta quadra. In your case, it's you don't feel like people respect you. You don't feel like people want to come to you for your expertise on something. Given that you guys are Mind Temple, in this case, validation, it is really important for you guys to have people around you that respect your work, respect your discipline, and respect, your mind, ultimately. So, we're going to go through your guys' octogram a bit and look at some of the things that can cause you guys to get depressed and some of the things you might be doing that may be leading to these issues. So first of all, validation. What does this mean from a Mind Temple standpoint for ISTPs and ENFJs? Validation for you guys is about information. And yeah, sometimes it's about people's feelings. But often it's about validating whether or not something is true, correct, whether something is ethical or good for others. And too often I see you guys using that validation to enable other people to not improve. Just like INFJs, you guys have a similar problem with, if everybody else around me is shit, then I don't have to be better. The saddest part about that is that in my experience, you guys are some of the hardest workers out there. You guys are some of the hardest workers out there. That shadow diligence from the ESTJ side is amazing to see. But you guys also can get really lazy and not follow through and commit to things. And so it's really, really sad when you guys spend that validation giving yourselves reasons to not improve, to not outwork everybody else, because let's be honest, you guys can outwork almost anyone. I mean, SI inferior really can outwork most people, but we get really, really burnt out doing it. and it's really in bursts. But you guys have some very, very consistent hard work. Realistically, only matched by a very hardworking SI child, but SI child can get really put off to when something goes wrong, because their SI can be really fragile at times because it is a child function. But you guys, with your SI critic, can really get the mindset of, well, it's shit anyway, so I'm just going to put in the work, because if it's going to be shit, then I may as well work hard in the shit. That's amazing to see. Like, it can be really, really, really difficult to shake an ISTP once they have their mind actually set on something. That could be good and bad. But I beat the horse of validation here a bit. Now, let's look at your guys's aspiration focus pull, which is humility. You guys have some absolutely iconic self-deprecating humor in just some of the funniest way. You guys can be really, really, really humble people. And so this is counterbalanced by the shadow focus pull, which is pride. And it's really interesting that there are two dynamics going on here for you guys. There's the self component, and then there is the work component. And oftentimes, where you guys get into trouble is when you're humble in your work, and you're not humble as a person. Humble in your work, prideful as a person. And this is very problematic because, again, as I said before, you guys have a lot to be proud of when it comes to you guys actually exerting discipline and trying to master whatever you're working on. There should be enough humility in your work to know that it can always improve, but don't bring your self-deprecation into the work that you do. Do not depreciate, do not invalidate your work as excellent quality if it is. And on the other side of the coin, you have pride. And too often you guys have pride in yourself as a person and not enough pride in your work. And you see how these can kind of feed into each other, and how not only can you have a focus somewhere, but that focus and how you're using that focus can be incorrect.
Good evening, Brian.
Invalid. So, that's your sub-focus and your shadow focus. Now, oftentimes, if you're depressed, it's because you don't have a wolf pack of some kind. You don't have people that are coming to you, as I said before. And so, being prideful in yourself can really put people off. And if you are shadow focused, I mean, how often do you get annoyed by other people being overly prideful? People as a whole. I know it annoys you. So why do you get a pass in that? Hold yourself to the same standard you're holding other people. For the better, not so that you don't have to improve. Now, on the side poles, your development poles. The shadow develop pole is accommodation, and the sub-focus pole is obstinance. Now, let's talk about accommodation here for a second. Because you guys are so good at manipulation of the environment, and you guys really can be good at social manipulation better than you think, especially if you're shadow developed. You're bringing in that that philosopher side and the philosopher dynamics.
Okay.
And you can, and this term really applies to you, you guys can make work almost any situation. And so what often happens is you accommodate other people being shitty, being undisciplined, being uneducated. Because again, this isn't about character, this is about legacy now, because we're talking about the shadow. And you guys are going from mind temple to body temple here. So when it comes to accommodating people, oftentimes you guys are trying to accommodate some kind of legacy. This is where you get yourselves into a lot of trouble. This is where you end up with ISTPs being the third man or woman in a relationship. You're not holding them to loyalty. And unfortunately, too often, you guys end up surprised when you end up inadvertently stealing someone from a couple, and then that person doesn't remain loyal to you. Well, if they're going to do it with you, there's a good chance they'll do it to you. So, stop accommodating or enabling bad behavior. Behavior that leads other people to poor life choices. Now, this is hard because you guys have any trickster and you don't always see the consequences. Hence why oftentimes you guys are super surprised when the person that you stole from somebody else is suddenly cheating on you. Go figure. I sympathize that it's hard for you guys to see the consequences. But you guys don't get a pass for not being able to see lack of discipline in other people. Lack of integrity. Lack of loyalty. Accommodate other people to grow, enable people to grow by providing them resources to be able to grow. If they don't take those resources, that's on them. That's not on you. But that's a great way for you guys to parse out who's worth having around. You need to have people around you that are disciplined, that are hardworking. And oftentimes you'll be the most hardworking of all of them. And you'll respect people that are able to compete with you in that domain.
You think so, Brian?
But stop accommodating self-interest for your own legacy. Accommodate growth, not self-interest. If you're accommodating somebody else, it should be for their benefit, not yours. That's what maturity with your accommodation will actually look like. That will actually breed loyalty in other people, and you'll have a social circle. You'll have a wolf pack. Oftentimes, you guys are very involved in whatever work that you're doing, and having pride in your work will necessitate that. So a lot of times, your social circle will stem from your career, from your field, or from your hobby. I mean, even if you're not let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, okay, ISTP, okay, you're not career-focused, you still have things that you like to do. There are still hobbies, there are still crafts that you can do. There are still things.
This is a video.
You can still find other like-minded people. Or people that are
Taylor
in
from
those social
CS
circles to
crew.
try to grow with. So, that's for that. Now, obstinance. You guys are some of the most stubborn people I have ever met in my entire life. And again, I'm in love with an ISTP. I don't mind it. But it is still true that you guys are ridiculously stubborn.
How do I legs?
The problem comes when you're stubborn to growing, when you're stubborn to not trying, when you're stubborn to giving up, when you're stubborn to change for the better. Your guys' obstinance exists as a way to stop power-hungry philosophers from fucking everyone over. It is not there for you guys to stubbornly cross your arms and stay the same person. Be obstinate to unfairness.
I sometimes wish I was more compatible with ISTPs. This dynamic of I went shopping, 1 bag of makeup and 1 bag of power tools.
Be obstinate to
Sounds
laziness.
Awesome. Oh.
Not to change. Now, the reason why these are all important from a social standpoint is because whether you're focused on character or not, people judge heavily, not just Soul Temple. We're just the ones that bitch about it. Most people don't like somebody with an absolutely shit, rotten character. Soul Temple's just the one that complains about it. But if you do these things, you're going to inadvertently have good character and have pride in what you're doing, in your work, and have humility in yourself, which is naturally going to draw people to you. It will help ease your social anxiety because people will be coming to you for things that you're actually knowledgeable about, to things that you can help with. You'll be able to make people feel good because they'll be able to improve. Anyway, if you don't know your octagram, make sure you have that journeyman membership. Get educated on the content. Same thing I'm telling INFPs, because Mind Temple, you guys should be all over this shit. There's power in it. There's influence in it. Make sure you get brushed up on this. If you need further guidance, we do offer coaching. We're there. Feel free to leave comments in the description of this video. I'll try to help you guys out the best I can.
Did you see the
If you
female
like this video,
INTJ?
it's helpful, useful, insightful. Leave a like, subscribe, go get that membership, educate yourself so you can help people better. Because imagine how much better you can actually help people if you understand their type. You guys can be really good at typing. You just got to spend the time and, spend the effort to learn it. Anyway, have a good one. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.
It's actually very useful to... I know it seemed like I was making fun of him, but it's actually very useful to use your hands when you're speaking to people, because it gives them an extra reason to be engaged for longer in the conversation. If you are just completely sitting still like a rock, they won't be as invested in your words, because they need to know that you are not just a soundbite. You are a living, breathing person, and you are acting in the world. You are a proactive person. So the hand stuff is a really useful tool to communicate that to people, as well as fluctuating your tone and using gestures and waving your arms and hands. It also helps you stay more energized as well. I was gonna say something about what he was talking about too. So ISTPs, depressed ISTP, be more social. I mean, it seems pretty obvious to me, but it's just because I've been in the community for so long that any kind of Templar does need a wolf pack. My ISTP roommate, she's a female. She also has thanked me on occasion for hanging out with her, just because she has an issue where if she is on her own, she won't bother connecting to her feminine aura, because she's a more masculine type. And if you don't have any other females around to kind of inspire you to be more feminine, you're not really going to take care of it on your own because you, as a FE user, you don't really get in touch with the more indulgent parts of you. I would imagine that being a female Templar is probably one of the more difficult things because your self care functions are going to be your SI and your FI. If you are not a SI or FI user, you're likely not taking care of yourself on either side of the spectrum of self care. And for women, self care is really, 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 really important because we experience life as consumers, basically, and that's part of what energizes us. So if you aren't consuming and you're like, it's especially difficult for FE users. If you're not consuming as a woman, you're basically hindering your own feminine energy. Because one of the great joys of life is consuming it and indulging in it. Like, you can get really guilty and you can decide that you don't deserve anything, and you can get really like, you can get, as an SE user, you can get really into just the performance aspect of SE, and that gets really bad if you're not around an SI user that can basically have an experience with you, because then you don't feel the more wholesome part of consuming, I'll say. Because I know that ISTPs do consume, just like INFJs. INFJ females do consume as well. I'm just checking my bandwidth here. INFJs and ISTP women do consume, but it's in a very kind of, it's in a very, and and this is gonna seem a little bit prejudice, but in my opinion, the positive NIFE users are probably the worst about shopping sprees, because the way that they consume is strictly for their wants, and they're very, very frivolous kind of wants. It's not about like, it's not even about the experience that you will get from actually using the product. They will just get stuff so that they can acquire things. Like, they get that little rush of the seek and purchase, and that's about it. I remember going to well, first of all, I go shopping. I used to go shopping all the time with my ISTP female friend, and she had this really bad thing about buying pretty much everything. Well, I mean, yeah, she doesn't have it anymore, but I think part of what made her not do that as much is seeing the way that I shop. So when she shops, she will buy just some random dress, some random bath bomb, just something. She has to get something from the store because that's why she's there, right? But she saw the way that I shop. The way that I shop is, I'd like to hear the INTJ experience of shopping as well. But the way that I shop is, if I do not want something and I do not think that it'll be optimal for whatever it is that I set out to do, then I'm not gonna get that thing. So for example, I went out to the store, to the multiple shoe stores, in order to buy a work boot. Well, a work heel boot. It was like a office boot, like a little female booty. And I spent about 2 to 3 hours looking for the perfect boot, and then I couldn't find the perfect boot, so I just went home. I didn't buy anything because I didn't find my boot, so it wasn't worth my money. And most people would look at that and they would be like, you went shopping and you didn't go home with anything, you wasted your time. It's like, no, I would have wasted my time if I went shopping and went home with an item that I didn't want. That's how I shop. And once I went shopping with my ISTP roommate and we kind of rubbed off on each other, she started buying less and less things that wouldn't actually like serve the purposes that she set out to serve, because she would see me doing this thing that I do where I'm very, very, very picky with my purchases. And I will say it's also probably a big, well, it's definitely a big influence from her boyfriend as well, who is also an SI user, that he will not, like, he will forbid her from buying things because she'll just go crazy with it. Otherwise. But yeah, I think I think Templars really, really, really more than anybody need wolf packs for that exact reason, because they need somebody for a baseline. Like the whole idea for a wolf pack is absolutely necessary for any Templar you're talking about, because they probably are the quadra with the worst sense of self. Like NTPs, we feel like we have it pretty bad, but honestly, I can develop my own habits, and I will go into those habits and just be myself and have a comfort zone. But like, think about it from an ISTP perspective. They don't even have the comfort of a comfort zone. They might have their own little monologue and whatever, but they never cobbled together that fortress of comfort zone. They have to go to somebody else to get it. So it really does make sense why Templars are so lonely, because they don't have self-care functions. They don't use self-care functions. They don't rely on themselves for self-care functions. So, yeah. That's amazing. That must be a dream come true, Samwise, for all of your I mean, I know that I'm speaking from like no experience at all, but that sounds amazing to me. Like, I would imagine I had all philosophers for mine. That's funny. That's funny to me. But Brian, the difference between you and me is that I will still enjoy the experience of shopping. I just like going places and seeing that there's things there that could be mine. And I also like people, so that's another thing. Very nice. That's good. I'm glad you like your family. It's always good to hear that, because a lot of people don't like their family. I'm trying to draw like a wanty kind of INFJ, but I'm not great at drawing like a body stance for him, except that he'll look very angry. Oh, I think the ISTP SI critic working harder makes sense. I started working out and my dad did too, but he has made more progress than I have. Yeah, well, he's trying to be responsible with the experience. Like, if he sets out to to give an experience, like a visual experience to people, he is going to make that an art. Like, that's going to be his art form. Yeah, that is. Dude, if me and an INTJ went shopping together, that would be the best experience that the INTJ has ever experienced. Not, not actually maybe, Because I was thinking about it from my perspective. I'm very picky with my experiences. I do not know if an INTJ would necessarily give me the best experience while shopping, but it is possible. But to me, I've spent my entire life as subconscious developed, so my experiences are very, very, very fine tuned, and I not that I'm not open to having an experience given to me, but I usually go take it upon myself to give myself an experience. Obviously, as an SE demon, though, I do outsource my experiences, my experience having to other people frequently. It's just that when I want something in a very, very particular way, I will usually go on my lonesome to do it or to have it. I very much value my solitude. Oh my God. CSJ, as he said before, he's very, very bitter. And he has had probably one of the most traumatic backstories that I've ever heard. Like top 10 tragic backstories of all time. So, I mean, I get it coming from him. My childhood wasn't perfect, but my parents didn't raise me right, but they did love me right, if that makes sense. They weren't parents, but no, they weren't parents in the sense that they loved me, but they definitely did not bring me up like that, like in a way that gave. Actually, I don't know, cause no. No, I can't say that. But they did not give me a life path, a life goal of any kind. So I can't sit here and say that they were everything that they ought to be as parents. But who is anything that they ought to be these days? So I can't really fault them for it. I'm not everything that I ought to be either. But I will break that cycle. CSJ has an all FE family too. Well, I'm saying as an SI user with a whole bunch of Templars. Like, CSJ had the misfortune of having a cultish ISFJ mother. My parents had a very religious phase too. My brother caught the brunt end of it. I didn't. I was a good Christian boy. Now I am pagan. I went from Christian to pagan to super Christian, so that is an interesting turn of events. Actually, I remember constantly when I was a kid, I would constantly like outfaith my dad. And then I kind of went the opposite route where I like rebelled during my teenage years. But then I went back. I circled back to it just because, you know, if you are an ENTP, you eventually go back to God, as many ENTPs have shown us in the past. If I am drag shopping with someone, I want to find out what they want and get it for them ASAP, so I don't have to be shopping anymore, almost like a hunting dog. If I get the impression that somebody doesn't want to go shopping, I will not take them shopping. That's kind of what I mean. Like if I am going to do something and I want it solely for the experience, I'm not making anybody go with me. Because not only are they going to ruin the experience by distracting me by not wanting the experience, but they are also not necessary. And they will likely get in the way of my experience that I can fine tune for myself anyway. Woo! Like I'm not gonna take a minute shopping. Unless he comes up to me and is like, hey, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to go shopping. And he's like, okay, let's go shopping. And I'll be like, yeah, let's go shopping. Then that's alright. What is Samwise? What do Vikings have to do with either of the two tangents that we've created? How can an ISTP find acceptance? How can an ISTP find these nuts? I'm sorry, let me not be vulgar. Are mature and happy really opposites? Authoritative writing. How can INTJs survive religious constraints? For all the NTs out there. Oh. I kind of figured it had to do with that, but who just listen to Viking music? Like, that's like me saying first of all, why would you find Viking music to be a constraint that your religion was giving you? What kind of religion are you part of, dude? I play video games. I'm a Christian. Like, there's nothing in the Bible that says you can't listen to Viking music. It sounds like you liked Viking music so much that you started to worship the Viking music. That's the only plausible thing I could think of. Need to tilt his head down more to be more predatory. I had to puppeteer this, so he'll be a poof, chest puffing male, alpha male. There we go. There's my chest puffing alpha male. I think I remember an INFJ asking me why I made the INFJs look cool.
What's up, Egohackers? Welcome to the CS Joseph podcast. I'm your host, CS Joseph. Today we have a fascinating acolyte question. How can I, as an INTJ woman, survive or get through being in a strict Muslim family? Wow, what a question. And honestly,
Muslim.
I will admit that I am not the best person to answer this question. I am not a practicing Muslim, although I have studied the Quran, I have studied Hadith. Still, I'm really not the best person. My belief system, while I am very accepting of Islam and very accepting of Muslim people in the world, much to the chagrin of potentially my family, I'm not one. I am not one. The reason I'm not is because I take huge umbrage with some aspects of Hadith, and for the most part, I reject Hadith in the same way that I reject the Council of Nicaea, the Council of Trent, and the Council of Carthage. according to the Catholic Church as well for my own belief system.
There we go.
I have no choice but to reject Hadith. And if I did convert to Islam, I would basically be a Quranist and have nothing to do with Hadith. And most people use this one little line in the Quran to justify accepting Hadith basically as part of the Muslim canon, which I just can't. I think that's a stretch. I really do. And I'm not saying this to piss off the Muslim audience, the Muslim ego hackers out there. It's just my extroverted thinking critic, you know, and utilizing critical thinking for, you know, in terms of any religious text.
There you go.
I just can't do it. I just can't. Furthermore, I have additional issues with the Prophet Muhammad, in as much as I would have issues with Joseph Smith of Mormonism and
Yeah,
other
it
people,
sounded
you know,
like it was an
throughout.
addition,
I just
like
have some
Mormonism.
problems. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that I can't be an open-minded person and learn and grow as every day goes by. I'm not here to you know, make a problem or say negative things about Islam. I'll say negative things about my own belief system as well. Trust me, like all sacred cows will be slaughtered at my feet no matter what. Because at the end of the day, I just want to know what the truth is at the end of the day, right?
Sounds like something I
I'm
often
not
say.
going to be here and be credulous like my father would hope that I would be. Because, you know, he likes to project INFP onto me and hope that I would be credulous like an INFP is. Hoping that I would respect his authority as a man of God, as a pastor.
Respect my authority.
Take him at his word, which I learned a long time ago that I just can't. I can't take my father at
Let me
his
stop
word.
talking over
And
Chase.
he hates that. He hates that about me. Which I totally understand. He's got TI inferior. I mean, what do you expect, right? I don't blame him for this. He's just being who he is, and I accept him for who he is. I just wish that the day would come that he would accept me for who I am. But, you know, one thing at a time. One day, maybe. Who knows? I don't blame him. He is who he is, and that's that.
Should make this into
Live and let live. Something really important. An INTJ woman in a Muslim family, a strict Muslim family. Islam, just like any other organized religion, is still an affiliative construct.
Oh.
It's about a group of people setting up rules, regulations for living. And affiliative people, they're all on this team. They all are very accepting of authority, and the Quran being their authority, and Hadith also being their authority, and living as a result. You know, it's like...
Okay. I don't know how much that applies to us, but hello, friend.
Hello there.
Hello there. I am streaming today.
You're streaming
Uh-huh.
on YT?
Yeah, on YT, bro.
God dang it.
And CSJ's in the other chat. But I feel like he's usually going into a responding type whenever he talks.
Doesn't participate in the chat.
Huh?
He typically doesn't talk in the chat.
Oh, no. I mean in the... He honestly always pops up on Mondays these days.
Maybe it's in his schedule.
Yeah, it seems that way. It seems like whenever I stream, he just happens to be there lately. But that's neither here nor there. All I could hear was Cartman's voice when watching part of that video. Oh yeah, we were watching CSJ videos and talking about the concepts of what was being discussed. Like the fact that Templars are probably the loneliest quadra. Not even just like the STPs. All four are going to be the loneliest quadra.
Well, I certainly feel lonely, so...
Well, did I help a little bit?
Sure.
How dare you?
I'm just kidding.
Acknowledge my contributions. Hello, Hendo.
Hold on. Who the fuck just joined? Is that my favorite person?
Maybe.
No, it's not.
Dude, I'm already here.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's okay, you can have a favorite male person and a favorite female person.
Oh, yeah. I think favorite and only on the server are the same, or different thing. but
Oh yeah.
I guess Coco exists. And,
Did,
like
what do you mean?
and like uh I don't know, other girls.
You guess Coco exists. Do you like Coco?
No.
Oh.
Well, I don't like dislike Coco, but like I don't I'm pretty neutral,
Oh,
you
okay.
know.
That's kind of what I meant. That's kind of what I figured. Also, Samwise says that your favorite person is in the chat, but not the VC. I think he might be referring to himself.
Is that the INTP guy?
Yeah.
Well, tell him. Oh, he can hear me, so
Yes.
I love you.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Kiss.
No. Did you know
Huh?
he lives in the town I lived in like a month ago?
Oh. I think I vaguely remember that being
But
mentioned.
I'm not gonna dox him.
Dude, I'm gonna go find him now and take all of his video games. Especially
Dude, he would be very upset about
especially the Marios.
that. Dude.
I'm gonna take Mario Sunshine. I'm gonna take what's that one with the Mario Odyssey? Super Mario Odyssey. I'm gonna take that one because I haven't finished playing it. I'm gonna take that one where you can turn into a kitty cat.
Is that Paper Mario?
No. No.
No, the 3D one.
The 3D Paper Mario? No, no, no. It's the one where you like run around. You can like crawl around on the you can like crawl around on the walls because you're a cat. You got a cat suit on.
Holy, that's so cool.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like the best thing ever. I want.
I'm pretty sure Lowe's is the best thing ever.
Oh,
No, no, that's not true. I was just saying that because it's in front of me right now.
oh, I see. I went to Lowe's to get a rose bush. Super Mario
That's
3D
so-
World, yeah.
I feel like I'm SE Demon sometimes.
Why?
Because I hate reality.
Well, reality is both SE and SI.
Well, I hate it and I want it to die.
Why do
Well, I
you
don't want. It's not like I want it to die. I just don't want to participate.
That's a very, very low state of consciousness, and now I'm concerned about you.
I think you misinterpreted it, but it's okay.
What do you mean? What was the way that it was supposed to be interpreted?
Like, it's like I do stuff, but like I feel like I want to do something else. Like, oh shit, hold on, I'm being an idiot right now.
Okay.
Please, hold on. Please don't make this a big problem. Okay, we're good. It's like I'll do stuff and then I just like hate reality while I'm doing it. If it's not like what I want to be doing. It's like a part of my brain wants to like,
You're dissociating?
hold on, one second. I'm exploring this area because I've never been down these parts before.
Okay.
It's more like I sometimes like really wish I could just like ignore the world and just like figure out all my thoughts. You know? Like, I feel like I just want to. I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird.
I mean, it doesn't sound too unfamiliar.
That's
But
it's like I want to just not do the stupid shit I have to do every day, and like I guess I just want to do meaningful things, and for me that's a very mental thing.
yeah, you want a future plan.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but like I had this experience where like my boss sent me somewhere to like help these guys assemble shelving, and like the entire time I just wanted to fucking leave.
Hmm.
Like I felt like I was being called to like escape the entire time.
I get what you mean. But I'm wondering if that's you trying to lean out of the moment simply for the fact of leaning out of the moment so that you can be unhappy, or because you genuinely do want to do something else and it's not that.
No, it's definitely not the happy thing. It's it's literally like this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing.
What are you supposed to be doing?
That's the fucking confusing part.
That's why I think it's just you searching for unhappiness.
I literally disagree with that.
I know you do.
Because it's like I don't think I'm just searching for things to be bad. I'm searching. It's like this isn't the right path. I need to go home and escape and figure out what that is, basically. Because I can't ever figure out what it is I want when I'm constantly distracted by my daily obligation.
So why don't you go home and do it?
I I can, but like most of the time I'm like so like by the time I'm home I'm just so fucking exhausted with all this shit I've got going on.
But reasoning.
Reasoning. Are you being a computer or are you criticizing my reasoning?
No, I'm being a computer.
Okay. I did that too. I'm like I feel like a computer. According to raw talent, that makes a lot of sense according to my astrology chart.
Oh, interesting.
Because who just joined?
It is Hyro. Hello, Hyro.
Yo,
High-low.
I want to DoorDash you and I want to see if I'd win a competition.
Nah, I'm good, man.
Well, that's
Is this
that.
bashful?
That just made me sad. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yay, let's do this," and he's like, "No, I'm good."
Oh,
Well, I'm done in like 30 minutes, bro. I mean,
What's up?
I'm done in like 30 minutes.
what is this?
I'm gonna move to where you move just to out DoorDash you. I'm gonna take all the DoorDash orders from you.
Well, joke's on you. I'm gonna become an instrument technician and make more than more than you, anyways.
I don't give
Oh,
a
it's
fuck.
here. And then in
And I'll do DoorDash on top of it, so I'm gonna be making double what you're making.
Not when I'm taking all the orders.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Dude, instrument technician. So what? You're gonna change guitar strings?
No, like instrumentation technician, like electrical technician.
Oh, that's fucking retard. I feel like an idiot now. I'm sorry.
No,
Well,
you're good.
If you
I
made
could,
that
I
as a
could,
joke, that would have been pretty good, in fairness.
I could see where you could pick that up because I do play multiple instruments. So
He said pick that up. Never mind.
like a guitar pick, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
hardy har har har.
Somebody give me an Oscar already.
You really like me.
No, I don't.
No. Jesus Christ. I forgot how old I am. I'm sorry.
Do you mind me asking your age, Elizabeth?
It is 29.
No, this is where I say, tell me your age.
How old
You're
are
not
you?
old.
How old
I-
are you?
Well, I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ask and be rude.
No,
So-
I know. You're good.
I feel-
So there was a girl that won an Emmy, and she was like, "Wow, you really like me," and everybody quoted her for that.
You really like that's
Yeah, that
so
was,
fun.
dude. That was her speech. She came up, and she was like cuddling the little award, and she was like, "Wow, you really like me."
That was the whole speech.
Yeah.
Sounds like I feel like that's an INFP for some reason.
Maybe. Cougars are welcome here. I'm not a cougar just because I'm old, because cougars go after young men.
I don't think you can be a cougar at 29.
Yeah, you have to be a
I don't
little
think you
bit
can be
older.
a cougar unless.
Well, not legally anyway.
Do you have any kids?
Me? No.
Damn,
What
so you
if
can't be a
I
MILF.
go
You can't
after
be a
older-
MILF either.
No. I'm just secret. Huh?
For older women, what am I?
You are a product of your time. I do not know. I feel like there is a name for that, but I feel like it has to do with like it has to do with. Shoot, there's a name for that. I swear.
I'm just gonna call it a cougar catcher.
A cougar catcher.
Sorry, what are you trying to get the name for?
A young man who likes older women.
Yeah,
They're called.
there's plenty of those.
They're called cubs, apparently.
There you go, yeah.
That's kind of fucking whack.
Yeah, that is whack.
Honestly,
They need a cooler name in there.
how about Bushbanger?
A tiger. Because I feel like if a cougar was talking to you in a dirty manner, she'd call you a tiger.
Easy there, tiger.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Easy there, tiger.
What's happening?
I'm
Tiger
disrupting
kill.
you.
What is it? Yay, Epsom salt. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm putting your basket.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Is there such
Thank
thing
you
as
for
a
Essing.
submissive cougar?
Dang, tiger, chill.
Is that like his hair?
What is what?
That
That's a, that's
or
a
is that
hand.
star?
That's his hand.
That's a
Oh, the strand? This right
Do you
here?
think Tiger Woods
it's
went
like
after older?
leading up into the guy's.
No way.
Oh, that's just a stray mark.
Oh,
Yeah.
No way he did.
like right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so thank
okay.
Tiger Woods went after older women? I highly doubt it.
And I set up a date
Yeah,
that
highly
might
doubt
work for
it.
you if you want to come.
What?
So then
Any-
your parents wants to meet all of us.
Any
Oh,
dude
okay.
with as much money as Tiger Woods has.
Okay.
So if you come with me,
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. As long as they don't try to feed us.
they are.
They
but I told
are,
them that
but-
you're gonna fast anyway.
Okay.
How do you
Good.
feel? How do you feel about dad bods?
There's a lot of fasting, so don't expect to eat.
Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Maybe
Okay, I'm back now. Thank you. Hello.
How do you feel about dad bods, Elizabeth?
They're freaking mint,
Dad
bro.
bods?
Dad bods.
I'm
Dad
neutral
bod?
to them.
No.
But it really depends on the dad bod. Like, if they're just like a little squishy, then I'm like, yeah, cuddly. But if they got like that beer belly, no, that's unhealthy, and I do not want that. Like, when I you know when a guy's gut is like protruding and like hard.
When you can see his belly button through his shirt.
Yeah, well, not yeah. It usually takes like a very circular kind of like protruding kind of shape. It sticks out. That's like fat around the organs, and that is very, very unhealthy. So I wouldn't date a guy with that. But if he just has like a little bit of fat around his abdomen or something like that, I'm so neutral. Now, if he's scrawny, that's a different thing. I don't want scrawny. I am very not interested in scrawny.
Bigness was the term you've used before.
Yeah.
Big guy is.
Okay.
I don't want... I prefer to feel small compared to a guy. I don't want him to be the small one. Or compete with my smallness.
Yeah. What height are you?
What height? 5'6".
Okay, that shouldn't be too difficult then, right?
No, not at all.
I would hate to be a 6'5" woman.
I would also hate to be a 6'5" woman.
I don't know if I've ever dated anyone that short.
5'6"?
Yeah.
No, 6 foot.
How tall are you?
Just over 6, not quite 6'1", but like, so it's 184 centimeters.
Oh, okay.
In
So, like my
EU terms.
ex.
Must be. Yeah, I think my last 3 long-term, well, serious relationships, she was 5'7". I think it was 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". My current girlfriend's, I think, is 5'10".
Mm. Yeah, I am pretty, like, I'm pretty on the small side. Especially with my proportions. I look like a little corgi or a cartoon.
What?
I have stubby limbs, and it makes me look shorter than I am. I don't have like freakishly stubby
Yeah.
limbs, but I have a big head and shorter arms and legs, and it makes me look like I am shorter than I am. So people will go
Okay.
up. So people will go up to me, and they'll walk up to me, and they're like, "Oh, you're taller than you look." That kind of.
Interesting.
Got a big
I actually
head.
get the similar comment. The amount of people that, when they don't see me for a while, it's like, I don't remember you being this tall.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, or I have had a few guys in the gym, like, oh, you're deceptively tall.
Oh,
So I don't know what to make of.
deceptively tall. It
Yeah.
might for guys, it might mean that you give off the energy of being smaller, which is not a good thing.
True.
Because
Because like the guy saying it to me though, I am taller and well, I weigh more than they do. So like I'm physically bigger than them, but I don't know. So it's not like some like 6'4" Chad coming up to me like, "Hey, bro, you're kind of small there."
well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if he said something like that to you, he'd probably be very aware that he was instigating a fight.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, tall dudes can either like they pendulum on the side of really, really hating fights or really, really loving fights.
Mm.
Also, I'm the type of person that I know Jake will be like, "Oh, you're so full of shit," but I can't see height. If you're not masculine and you're 6'6", I'm not gonna see you as tall.
You're
That's
so
it. I mean, it makes sense
Like
in a way.
I was literally talking to a 6'6" dude for like 30 minutes about just random shit, and he was coming off to me as feminine, and then he pointed out that he was 6'6", and I was like, "Oh, really?" And then I had to like sit there and stare at him and compare him to other people that were talking to him right next to him, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess so."
That is funny because usually you would think height being so obviously visual is one of the first things. It's very easy to notice.
Hmm.
You'd notice this right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't. It's probably SED then, but I do not. If you're just a beanpole, I don't care. Like if you're just like if tall is your personality, you're invisible.
Ah, yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Samwise is saying things. I witnessed cougaring. I'm gonna be the dopest DILF one day. I hope there is no such thing as a submissive cougar. That's like wine without bubbles. I mean, it would be to... Honestly, if you're a cougar, you better... You better know something about something. You better not just be like a pillow princess.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's not personal.
But I'm not. I don't. That's not my. What is it called? That's not my occupation. I'm not looking for younger men. I'm not opposed to younger men, but I'm not seeking them out. There,
You're
there's
gonna
a
tick the boxes.
huh?
Probably not gonna tick the boxes.
I wouldn't say that either, because I actually was talking to a 19-year-old guy that was making like $40 an hour the other day. Yeah, and he thought I was 20, so
Nice.
yeah. So it's not completely out of my territory. I'm not ruling anything out, basically. Guys can surprise you. Like I wouldn't put any kind of limitation on a man, any man. So, you know, let them cook, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Like it.
But yeah, since we're talking about preferences, what are y'all's preferences in girls? Not everyone all at once.
Okay, I was going to say tumbleweed memes.
Well,
What
it's
else
funny.
did you
I think part of the reason is because there's 2 SI demons in here. Well, 3 SI demons actually. So this is probably a pretty
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh no.
So this is
Prefer-
probably
I prefer female.
uh-huh.
It would be cool if they walk.
Oh my god.
What's that? I didn't get that. Sorry.
Yeah. So Samwa is the only SI user male in here is telling me all his preferences, and y'all are just like, I want her to have 4 limbs. She can maybe have 3.
You know, it's one of those things for me where I don't know if I know the logical reason or the specific things. I just kind of know when I like see it, you know.
Yeah. It's gotta hit you like lightning.
No, that's kind of gay. It's more like
What?
yes. I just like know. I don't know why I know.
I want
It
to
doesn't-
be Samwise says I want to be a boy toy.
I bet he does.
Yeah, especially since he
Okay.
said it.
Yeah.
Jake, I'm drawing you right now.
Be careful.
The face palm.
Yeah.
Your
I'm-
computer might overheat. Be careful.
Yeah, I mean, you're literally on fire, so.
Why?
Because you're an INFJ?
So that means I'm on fire?
Yes, you have a flame cape, dude.
I thought the lady from Incredibles said no cake.
Okay.
I'm gonna be mad at you because you're setting me up for failure.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you connected that, but
Yes, I
Oh my
did.
god, he's such a stereotype.
I'm trying to figure out where if I want to put your hand on your hip or not.
or not.
Oh, my bad. I memed on accident. You got a bay or nah?
I
Because
feel like
TJ Dude had a cape as well, right?
Huh?
Vine was significantly better than TikTok.
I agree. Also, yes, the INTJ has an even bigger cape than the INFJ, actually.
Is there a reason for that?
If there is, it's subconscious.
Press all F4 to save.
How dare you?
Ah, the classic. The classic.
I control S to save.
Yo, one time I was playing GTA and someone said I was in an airplane and someone said press F to shoot or E to shoot, and I just jumped out of the plane.
Oh, very good. You were had.
That's amazing.
I was laughing so hard because I can't believe I did that.
Hello, person that just joined.
Go back to where you came from.
No.
Hi, Becken.
Stay here.
Why do I have to be so rude?
Don't you know he's human too?
It's not even big. Everybody's like.
I'm gonna marry you anyway.
There you go.
I loved that. My dad hates that song.
Why you gotta be so rude? I was singing in the park today. It was
Don't
very
you I'm human too.
it was
Nice.
very alleviating. It was very stress relieving. Just walk around the park singing.
That's the one thing I liked about working at the factory is I could sing my ass off and no one could hear me because it was so fucking loud in there.
I did that too at the factory I worked at.
I'm surprised I didn't kill myself. That job sucks so bad.
Honestly, I found it very meditative, but I eventually got tired of it too because I was being underappreciated.
I get tired of jobs really quickly.
You don't like working for the man.
I really do not like that. Especially in an industry where I don't thrive.
Oh, there was a
Yeah, I've been there.
What'd you do?
Investment banking.
Okay.
Wasn't that I didn't enjoy the industry. I did enjoy being in the investments bank that I will not name. It was one of the largest in the world, so I just didn't really like the environment.
I don't want people to tell me how to do stuff because it doesn't ever work out.
You want to figure it out for yourself.
I tend to be better off that way.
hello, friends. Hello, hello.
What's up?
Hello.
Hello, everybody who joined.
Yes, the two that joined.
I gotta be careful. Jolly's here now.
The who?
Oh fuck! I cannot.
What's wrong?
You gotta be
say
careful. I'll
these
fucking mute
things
you.
anymore.
You cannot
Did you
what?
did you swear at me already?
I would never. I
I
didn't say.
don't know.
Jolly's so mean to me.
She's flirting with you.
I'm pretty sure she banned me that one time. That was really mean.
That's funny.
Tell me, was it you? We don't gotta talk about it. I just want to know.
We don't gotta talk about it.
What?
I really
it
don't
you?
know. It could have been me. It could have been someone else.
Oh my god, you're gonna pull that one.
Dude, I meet so many people. I have no idea. What did you do? And I'll tell you.
That sounds like abuse to me.
Oh, I'm the tyrannical feminine. Haven't you heard?
That's pretty gross. Why can't
So
like-
good.
why do you have to be evil?
Like Cersei.
I need an outlet somewhere.
Did anybody have a crush on Cersei or anything like that, or is that just a myth made up by the propagandists?
Want to be somebody. I think low-key Sam.
Samwise wanted Cersei.
I have a feeling if we asked him, he'd maybe admit to it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
think-
I find she's prettier in real life than when she was in the show. I thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the character she was playing.
Or even I did a bit of extras work for it, but just like on set, she was a lot prettier than when I watched it. I was like, actually, she doesn't look as pretty as she does in real life.
Yeah. She was playing, I mean, she was playing a wicked character, so that I wouldn't find that attractive. Like, one of the things that I read in one of the books on like masculine and feminine was he's like there was a guy at a seminar that basically told women to make the most horrified faces that they could possibly make, and then told them all to look at each other, and they like kind of like were taken aback, and he was like, it doesn't matter how hot you are, if you're making that face at me, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be in the mood. So that, to me, that's pretty indicative of, like, if you were a Cersei type woman and you were just like sitting there resenting everybody, probably be
Yeah.
pretty hard to find you attractive.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I see where you're coming at.
Yeah.
There'll always be one guy, though. There'll always be
Some
one.
self-hating man.
Yep.
Cersei is from Game of Thrones, Sam was. It's Queen Cersei. She is a Wicked Witch of the West.
Is Game of Thrones any good?
Yes. Up until the end.
I watched one episode the other day.
Which
I feel like
episode?
you watch. Sorry, go ahead.
The first one.
Oh, okay, good. That's a good place to start.
Usually, yeah.
Why wouldn't I watch the first one?
I'm kidding. I love that show, though. That was one of my favorite shows.
I was getting pissed off.
Why? Because it was so slow?
Like, no, because I had a fever and I was like really sick in I was in a really bad spot
Oh, okay.
because I also broke my finger. It was just really bad, but
Oh, I see.
so I wasn't at work, and I watched Game of Thrones one episode before bed. I was getting angry because they just keep cutting people's heads off for no reason.
Well,
It was for no reason.
It wasn't for no reason, no.
I feel like the second guy didn't deserve that.
Well, the whole point was that the current ruling kingdom is corrupt.
I never said it didn't make sense. It was just pissing me off
Oh,
how
I
dark it was.
see. I see. Yeah, it is a pretty dark show.
And then they were about to kill those freaking wolf puppies.
Oh, I missed the
It
wolf.
actually annoyed me more than any of the dudes getting their heads cut off.
Me too.
It didn't.
It's not. I'm so glad they didn't kill them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the second episode though, because I fell asleep and then I woke up in the middle of the second episode.
It might have been the second episode.
Probably. But I think what I liked about that show is that no character was safe.
Dude, from the very fucking first episode when I watched it, I predicted the people who would live. And I only predicted like 2 or 3 people, and one of them ended up dying in the next episode. But Jon Snow and then, what's her fucking name? Dragon Girl?
Spoilers!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, spoilers.
Stop it.
Excuse me.
I mean, how long has it been out?
It doesn't matter. You know somebody's watching it. If you're spoiling it, it's pretty rude.
Okay, fair enough.
No, when I first watched The Flash, when I was 11, I was so pissed off because this kid, like, I was telling him how I watched the first episode with my dad, and he was like, "Oh," then he just like intentionally just told me everything,
What an asshole.
and I was like, "Stop telling me, stop telling me." He's like, "So, blah 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 blah." It's like, bruh, you're literally a dick bag.
Yeah. I agree
And that
that
same
he's...
kid, when I was like also 12, that kid like tried to like choke me out for a pixie stick when we were trick or treating.
Really? For a
Yikes.
pixie stick?
Don't even
Yeah.
know what that is, but yikes.
I
It
will
was
literally
one of the
punch you.
it was one of the comically large, not like the small ones.
Oh, okay. So there was a little bit of a bounty on that pixie stick.
Dude, those things were busting,
Oh my
But-
gosh.
but I don't think I could eat it now. But like back in the day,
Yeah.
that's where it was at.
Yeah, it's kind of like those giant gummy bears. You'd really like that as a kid, but now you're just like, that's just too much.
I'm not a gummy person.
Oh, I'm a gummy person. Or I was a gummy person.
Is that why you're so squishy?
Are you saying that in a personality sense?
I don't fucking know.
Because that could be seen as Sexual harassment, sir.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, I'm kidding you. I do not care.
I'm tired of all this sexual harassment bullshit.
What do you mean?
Everything anybody ever says is sexual harassment.
Dude, I've never accused you of sexual harassment before.
I know you're fucking with me.
I've
but, like,
never seen anybody, I don't know, call a girl squishy in a sexual way.
Well, then you're not looking at the right
Hmm.
parts.
it was more.
Oh, no.
It was more supposed to be rhetorical, and now it's like becoming a problem, and it's pissing me off.
No, it's literally not. We're still kidding.
That's a
Oh, man.
dirty.
No, but really, I would find it really, I don't know, weird if someone would call a man out because he said the girl was squishy.
Are you mansplaining me right now?
Yes, I am. What are you gonna do?
The guy.
I'm gonna
It's
report you to
It's
the
just
Joe
that
Biden Women
squishy is
Foundation.
too cute to be sexual. I don't know.
I don't know,
Everyone
like.
who has a problem with that is ugly.
Oh my god. The guy that was flirting with me told me I bounce around a lot. And.
That's what she said.
Exactly.
Alright.
That was a very. And he knew that was sexual, and he didn't even let. It kind of just slipped out of him. That's what she said.
I'm a very like.
Fuck.
What?
I don't even.
Is it the INTJ dude that's flirting with you?
What INTJ dude? There's no INTJ dude that I know.
Some dude at the gym that was trying to put the moves on you.
Oh, are you talking about? I don't. I just know that he's an NJ. I don't know that he's an INTJ. But
Sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you suck at typing people sometimes.
why?
Old.
I don't know, you're like you're inconsistently accurate.
You're inconsistently. First of all, you've never even seen the guy, so what do you know?
I don't know anything. I'm just like based on past experience.
Okay, because
It's
Chase.
on you, sir.
Because Chase and I, because Chase and
I-
I have differing opinions on things. Is that what you're saying?
I've gotten pretty good at it, I think.
Okay, based on who?
Right.
Huh?
Who did you type?
Just like I've like filtered the information so much in my head that like I feel like I can do it pretty well now.
Who sit the fuck down, boy. Sit the fuck.
Ah,
I'm better typing than you. I don't have any like list of people that I can point to, but I feel like I'm pretty good at it.
Stop girl dominating me right now.
I bet he totally typed Coco as an INFJ.
Huh?
I bet you typed Coco as an
I
INFJ.
did. But like, but that was also a long time ago before I really tried to figure things out.
Wow.
You were just like, Coco's kind of a whore. She's an INFJ.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was not my reasoning, but I also didn't really care.
I didn't care either.
I just kind of figured that was your reasoning.
It kind of, the whole thing kind of pissed me off because if you even talked about, because I didn't want to like talk about her because then it would be talking about Coco for like 5 hours. So
Yeah, that's
It'd be like
kinda
saying Beetlejuice.
huh?
It'd be like saying Beetlejuice.
He's too
It
young.
released.
I don't know what to say to you right now.
Yeah, he's too
We're
young.
both
dude.
the
He's
same
okay.
age. We're both the same age. That's so funny.
Oh,
I mean, isn't that a movie?
yes.
Yeah.
I'm very good with old movies actually. That's just one I happen to haven't seen. That's not English. Fuck. But,
Regardless, Coco is a whore.
No.
I'm really. I mean, that's.
what?
I don't want to say anything on YouTube, so.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Also, Fib, he was referring to my dancing being bouncy. And then he apologized for saying that. So, and he admitted that he was staring at me. So, he very much meant it in the sexual way.
I stare at people on accident.
No, he was staring at me on purpose.
Oh,
I used to do that as a flirting technique.
He. Oh my gosh.
you're trying to riz them with your stare.
Yo, it actually worked though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah. If you and I stare at somebody, they're gonna.
Well, the problem with it is it actually worked, and then I really hadn't thought it through that far.
You were just like, oh fuck, I really don't want to.
Oh my god.
You're like,
And
oh
I
no,
stare.
what did I do?
I really wish I could punch my old self in the face.
Yeah, when I stare at someone, it means I
Go ahead.
forgot what I was gonna say. My girlfriend texted me. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well,
I feel like
good.
I told my girlfriend I can will shit into existence, and she was like, "No, you can't. I can." And then, cause we were at a restaurant waiting for our food and shit, and she's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna will it into existence right now." And then she like closed her eyes and did it, and it didn't work at all. And like 10 minutes later, it's like I was like, "I'm gonna try now," and then I did it. And 2 seconds later, they came with our food.
Yeah, I've been
I was
doing
like-
that with my planner actually. I basically schedule times in which I'm going to set appointments, which is pretty much just a gamble. Like, you don't know if they're going to say yes or no. But I'll write stuff like, I'm going to set an appointment at 9 o'clock, and then I'm going to set another appointment at 10 o'clock. And then I'll end up with, like, appointments around those times. It's not 100% precise, but it's pretty on the money.
Why would they say no though?
Because it's cold calling.
I mean, if they're gonna do
Okay. Makes more sense.
them saying no is
Dude, you're literally walking. Imagine you like call up a business. You're a business owner, right? And you get called up by this random person. It's like, hey, I'm gonna be in your area soon. Can I come by and talk to you about your business? There's no guarantee.
And also,
they're gonna
are
say,
you the decision maker for your company?
I wouldn't ask the decision maker if they were the decision maker for their company. I would already know. That's part of qualifying them.
Yeah. Do you qualify first and then go in, or do you have people who qualify them for you?
No, I qualify first. I usually don't have people, every now and then you will, but that's just like circumstantial. You usually qualify by just dropping in on the business, being like, hey, who would make the decisions here? And then they'll be like, oh, it's Jason. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to call Jason a week from now. And I call Jason, like, hey, what's up, Jason? I'm gonna be in your area soon, and I'm gonna ask you about benefits, and they're just like, okay.
man, I got a deal for you.
No, I don't. You don't sell people until you get to know them. That's the rule. That just makes you seem like a dick.
I would hate to do sales because I would feel like an asshole. Well, I guess you sell people stuff that's actually useful though.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's hit or miss how they feel about you. Like, you can't control the way that people feel about their past experiences with this kind of industry. Some people get really, really bad reps that walk into their business and just ruin the idea of insurance for them forever. Some people, they have a really good experience, and then they realize they could have a better experience with you, and they're like, oh, you came at the perfect time. We're really needing some benefits in here. And you're like, hey, I can help you out. Like, that happens.
Working in the automotive industry, I've seen some really bad things.
Like what? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Shit.
I don't know if I could say.
Like cut off appendages and things.
Oh, I see. Well, I have
Injuries.
to go now. So, it was nice talking to y'all, and thanks for joining my stream, even if you didn't mean to.
Well, peace
Cheers
out.
for,
Good
cheers
night.
for doing the stream.
Peace out, dude.
Yeah. Good night.